trouble in paradise.
Ain't no trouble.
I don't know.
Oh,
the weather's beautiful out here in L.A. I know not in the rest of the country. That's unless you're in Laker Nation. It's not so beautiful. It's raining.
When you got Moses,
right?
When you got Moses, he'll lead you to the promised land.
Really?
Oh, yes.
I'm not sure Moses can get up that mountain anymore.
Oh, he gone.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. He don't receive the word.
Yeah.
Okay, Skip, you bring up something interesting about L.A., about the Lakers. We do have some news there, and that is where we begin the show, because the Lakers are expected to be without Anthony Davis until at least the All-Star break in early March. After suffering a calf strain, AD will reportedly be reevaluated in 2 to 3 weeks, but there is not a set timetable on his return. So, Shannon, how much pressure is on LeBron right now?
I mean, there's a lot of pressure on him, and LeBron understands that. He's at the forefront of the MVP conversation, and if he is what many believes he is, the MVP frontrunner right now, he should keep them in contention. Even though the West is crowded, it's very good. Utah is better than people thought. The Clippers won a game last night without their 2 best players, and they look against a team that went to the NBA Finals last year.
By the way, without 4 starters.
They look good last night. Ty Lue has them playing extremely well.
He does.
Denver is to be reckoned with.
Yep.
Portland is to be reckoned with. So LeBron James is going to have to be on top of his game, as I expect him to be on top of his game. But, Skip, you don't have a choice. And I think what we saw from 2 years ago is that AD is looking at Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant had a calf strain, Skip, that bothered him. He missed 5 games. He come back. He missed a couple of games and come back, and then we know how that ended. And I said yesterday, Skip, I thought they should keep him out for a minimum of 2 weeks. That would take him up to the All-Star game. We reevaluate you after that. Because this is an injury, Skip. You better make sure he's 100%. Because if you don't, it's going to keep flaring up. And the one thing you don't want it to do, forget rupture. Obviously, you don't want to have a rupture, but you don't want it to flare up come playoff time, because I don't believe they can get all the way home without AD being 100% come playoff time. So LeBron is going to have to be LeBron. Skip, remember now, they had to go to overtime twice against OKC without AD. He played, what, 43 minutes, 41 minutes? So we see where this is headed. Kuzma says, I just need an opportunity. You're going to get it. AD is not coming back for the foreseeable future, at the bare minimum 3 to 4 weeks. This is your opportunity, Kuzma, to show what you're capable of. You say, I can do it. I know I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. You're not going to have anybody looking over your shoulder. Go play the way you played the last 5 games. Other guys are going to have to step up their play. Marc Gasol, you're going to have to be better than what you've been through 28 games of this season. You're going to have to be better. I don't know.
Not sure he's capable.
But he's going to have to. He's going to have to summon something up. And the other guys are going to have to play their part. They're going to have to play extremely well. But I expect LeBron to be LeBron, to stay at the forefront of the MVP discussion, because this is your opportunity, Skip. He could actually win it over the next month if he plays the way I think he can play and keep the Lakers where they are.
Okay, before I get to your man, LeBron James, I want to echo your sentiments about Anthony Davis in ominous tones. I want to echo, because this concerned me to the point of got a little creepy, because it started to smack of Kevin Durant. Wait a second. Now you're changing your diagnosis, your prognosis to the dreaded calf strain. That's all we heard. Going back 2 finals ago with Kevin Durant. Oh, he's got a calf strain. Well, does it involve the Achilles? But he knows for sure. And then he tries to push it back, and boom, it's gone.
Saw what happened,
Okay, so it was an Achilles. First it was tendonitis, then it went to tendinosis, which is more of a degeneration of maybe the Achilles tendon. And all of a sudden, then we switch it around to calf strain. Don't love it. Don't love it for you, for LeBron, for the team going forward. I think you better be way safer than sorrier on this one. You better hold off. You better at least go through the All-Star break and then check signals, and then you might want to go a little longer just to make sure he's 100%. He thought he was 100% going into this game two nights ago. right?
And that's the thing, Skip. When you miss a couple of games, it calms down. And you're like, man, this thing feels good. And guess what happens? Just a slight push in the wrong direction, and boom.
Okay. Now, back to LeBron James. the MVP frontrunner, according to just about all of the known world except for me. I told you a year ago, I thought he flat out won the MVP as we hit the pandemic. I thought it was over and done. He should have received it over Giannis last year. This year, I cannot see it. But now, I will give you this. The heavens just opened for your man, LeBron James, and he got a golden opportunity without Anthony Davis. They have a tough stretch of games coming up in which he can rise and shine and really help his GOAT case a lot if he could pull away, solidify and cement his case for MVP by carrying this team without Anthony Davis.
Yes.
This is his moment to say, watch this. And in a shortened season, he could gain so much momentum through this period going into the All-Star break that he could flat out run away with it and hide with it.
Yes.
And if he could win an MVP, 18th season at, what is he, 36? If you could do that, you'd obviously be the oldest ever.
Yes.
That would be feather in cap.
Yes.
That would be one where you could say, well, look what he did there.
Right.
No one in the history of this league has ever played better later than LeBron, especially if he could pull off winning the MVP.
Correct.
Okay, so here we go. Stage is yours. Spotlight on you. Show us. I'm going to reiterate my stance on him so far. He is second in the league in turnovers, which I do not love. I'm not saying it's the worst thing in the world, but he's second in turnovers. I do not love the fact that after all this hoopla, hypela, all this hysteria about LeBron James has turned into a three-point marksman. No, he has not. He's reverting to the mean. He's starting to fall back toward his 34% career three-point shooting.
I don't believe he'll shoot that this year.
Okay, I know you don't, but through February, once we hit the month of Valentine's, he did not steal your heart away from the three-point line because he kept firing at a record pace for him in his career. He's jacking up 7 a game. It's a lot. You need to make more than he's made over the last 7 games in the month of February because he's shooting 28% in the month of February. He's 13 of 46. If we just do February, he ranks 170th in the league, 170 in the league in three-point shooting. If we do just overall, he's fallen now to 38%. We have a little side bet on 38 or better, right?
He's going to be 40 plus tonight.
Okay, we'll see about that. And he better be. He better be. Because right now, overall for this season, he ranks 90th in the NBA in three-point shooting because this league can shoot threes now.
Yeah.
Everybody
can shoot.
Hey, everybody can shoot threes. I used to think 38% was pretty good.
Yeah.
It's just mediocre right now.
I think the thing was helping Skip is that we have a bubble syndrome in their own gym.
Okay.
Because there's no fans, there's no screaming, there's no anything going on. Guys have gotten comfortable. We've seen Skip, guys are shooting 50, 60% from the three-point line. That's unheard of.
Okay. We're about to talk about the Utah Jazz. They are right now living and dying on the three, except they're only living.
Ain't no dying.
All right. I'm going to throw this out again. This is what cannot happen right now over this stretch to the All-Star break. There was a stretch of games from January 7th, which was a home loss to the Spurs, all the way through January 18th, which was another home loss for the Lakers to Golden State, in which LeBron in fourth quarters and overtime went 5 of 24. That just won't work. You can't do that anymore. He was 2 of 12 from 3 in fourth quarters and overtimes over that stretch. Will not work. Got to be better. Going to have to get this team home night after night. And you know and I know, as you pointed out with the 2 overtimes against Oklahoma City, they're going to play a bunch of close games. They just are.
Right.
Because they still have a pretty good team without AD, with LeBron leading it, obviously. Good enough to obviously compete, stay in all these games. I'm about to just whip through all the games they're about to face. They have one tonight at Minnesota, which is by far the easiest game on the schedule, except Minnesota just won at Toronto. Don't underestimate that. They're not a pushover. They're not a walkover. They're not a cakewalk.
They got Cat back now. So who are you going to deal with Cat?
Okay, and that's going to be a problem for you unless you fix it at the trade deadline, but the trade deadline is pushed so far back this year, it's at the end of March. Okay, so it's not going to happen before tonight's game, so your man, the glacial Gasol up in the frozen tundra of Minnesota tonight, he is going to have to play bigger than he has been playing, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's...
How about faster? He don't need to be bigger, he just needs to be faster.
But that should be a big dub. Then come the Nets on Thursday night. I don't know if Kevin Durant's going to play or not. But listen, Kyrie and James Harden last night put on a show of shows at Sacramento, a team that can be dangerous, home or away. They're just dangerous because they got a lot of young talent. And Kyrie said no. And the Nets said no.
Skip, you let them shoot 27 threes,
hey,
you can lose in every game.
They made 27, which, by the way, is their franchise record.
They couldn't miss.
And Kyrie made 9 threes. What? 9 of 11?
And then James says, okay, well, watch this.
Yeah, watch this. Watch, I'll make 6 of 10, and then I'll get, what was the rest of it? 14 and 13? Yeah. What? Okay, that's firepower. So even if it's just those two without Kevin Durant, they got firepower. So it's going to be a battle with or without KD. But you know KD would love to play, and maybe they circle that game as his next return. He's been returning all year long. Okay, then they got Miami at home. Miami is struggling. You should win that game because the Clippers beat them without 4 starters last night. But the Clippers, I believe,